Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today and thank you for your support. Well, today I'll be talking about two recent acquisitions in the Analogue Productions Living Stereo series, and that's Alexander Nevsky and Petrushka. I had promised these in the last video, which was for the Rubinstein, Reiner, Rachmaninoff disc. The day I released that video, hours later, I got a couple of phone calls, and this was right before the election. They were unidentified and I just ignored them. But then a text came through and it appeared to be from Analogue Productions. They apologized for an error that was in the listing for Ray Brown's Solar Energy and wanted me to know about the error and, alert my viewers about it. Apparently in the original text, which I used as reference, it said that it was a new cut, and it is in fact a repress using the plates from the 2012, I believe, 45 that's been long out of print. I said, oh, but that's fine. Thank you so much for letting me know. I will change it in the description box, and I'll let anyone who's thinking of buying it know so that they are aware of the situation. Thank you so much for letting me know. And I said, may I know who this is? And the text came back, Chad Kassem. And I was like, oh, okay. Good to hear from you, Chad. I almost fell on the floor. I had never been in touch with Chad Kassem before. And I said, thank you so much for letting me know and reaching out. And he said, thank you for all the work you're doing. And I said, Chad, while I've got you on the phone, I'm going to send you my new video. It just came out an hour ago. And I sent him the Rachmaninoff video. And I said, I have to ask, what is going on with the Living Stereo series? And he said to me, Scott, that series has been out for over 10 years. There's been a lot of opportunity to pick these up, if you wish. And unfortunately, there are no plans to repress this series, with a couple of exceptions. The exceptions would be if they have a decent stash of jackets available, they would repress to fill the jackets, and that would be it. Or the very top sellers like Royal Ballet, Gala, or Scheherazade will probably be repressed as needed. But most of these titles are not going to see a repress. In the last video, I speculated about this because I had ordered Pertrushka, and the next day I checked. For some reason, I think I was just looking for information about the out-of-stock status, and Petrushka had gone out of stock. So I might have gotten the last copy. This really concerned me, and that is the confirmation from Chad Kassem. So my advice is, and I don't mean to create FOMO, I don't think you need to panic. But after the release of the Rachmaninoff video, I saw this week that it is in the #1 spot of top sellers. So people are starting to pay attention, and they are starting to pick up their favorites. And I suggest that you have a plan. My plan is to pick up 1 or 2 a month as I can afford to. I've kind of ordered them in the order that I would like to acquire them, my favorites first, and then, hopefully get to all of them. But, this is a situation that is unfortunate, but I don't think we'll ever see an all-analog series done like this of the Living Stereo titles, or Mercury Living Presence, or Decca for that matter. The situation is pretty dire. So my advice to you is just calmly look at the listings, see what's in print, pick out your favorites, and make a plan to start to acquire these before they start to disappear and you're left disappointed. So let's get on to this. I have originals of both Alexander Nevsky and Pertrushka. The original of Alexander Nevsky I have is a 3S. It is on the Shaded Dog label. It is an unusual one in that The jacket is one of the few living stereo jackets that has a texture. Because it's a painting, I suppose, they used a linen texture. It looks like canvas, and it's very pretty. It's in a single sleeve like this. And I wondered how they would handle this, if they would do a gloss jacket, which I have loved, or they would go with a plain old matte jacket. Well, they didn't do either. And to my delight, they replicated the texture of the original sleeve, pretty much, and made this painting really pop. It looks like it's on canvas. They've also given us a gatefold, so this is really beautiful, really beautiful. The pen and ink drawing on the back looks great. The liner notes that were in the original insert are spread across both sides of the gatefold. Beautiful. I'm not going to go deeply into the sonics, but I will tell you that, this is a record that sort of goes under the radar as far as Reiner and the Chicago Symphony, one of the most popular artists in the living stereo catalog. I think because it's an oratorio, it has choral parts and maybe unfamiliar to a lot of people. This was written by Prokofieff for film, and it is just as visceral and dynamic as the biggest blockbusters on the living stereo label. It has choral parts, of course, and this has a sound that is very, very good. The original's good. The reissue is better, and I'll tell you why. The chorus is spread across the back of Orchestra Hall, which is huge. So you have a huge sense of space. In the new one, the choral part is clear and undistorted. On the original, sometimes it can get almost to the edge of distortion. There are very loud moments on this record where there's choral parts and big crescendos going on. And the Analogue Productions manages to keep everything under control. It's a great performance. It is sung in English, so that is one thing that I want you to be aware of. I don't find it a problem. Actually, it's kind of interesting to hear it in English. If you want to hear it in its original language, there is this pressing, which was originally on Vox. This was put out by Athena. It is by Leonard Slatkin and the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. This was, I believe this was engineered by Mark Olbert, so this is a fine recording as well. And it'll cost you a lot of money to get this very rare Athena. So my suggestion is go for the Reiner. You won't be disappointed. It is a fun record with a lot of thrilling things going on, and fascinating record. The next one is Pertrushka, and unfortunately this is the one that fell out of stock as soon as I ordered it. I have an original pressing. It's also a 3S shaded dog. I wondered what they were going to do with this cover. I thought maybe it would be gloss. I thought that would be beautiful. Or perhaps a texture, which it doesn't have here. They've gone with a low luster jacket, and it looks quite good. Not quite as detailed as the original, but very nice. And instead of a single sleeve, it is also in a gatefold. So this information that was on the insert is spread across the middle of the gatefold. So that's great. Monteux does a wonderful job with this. The Boston Symphony plays it beautifully. It is not a more latent recording. It's recorded by John Crawford and produced by John Pfeiffer. So a little bit of a different team. And Boston has its problems as a recording venue, but it is a great edition of this, and I wouldn't want to be without a copy of the Monteux. And the new one does sound wonderful. There is a competing, some would say, competing version out on Decca, and that's this one. This is Answer May, and this is the first Pertrushka I ever owned. I have it in many different editions, and I love the sound on this. It's a great performance as well. I think both are essential for fans of the golden age of stereo. This series is so well done. Ryan K. Smith has done a beautiful job transferring these from the original tapes, and enhancing them just enough so that they retain the character of the original living stereo pressings, but do it one better in terms of dynamic space and an overall feeling of involvement. I can recommend all of them very highly. I haven't found one that I've been disappointed with. I'll point you to the entire series of living stereo reviews that I've done so you can check it out. But that is the news from on high from Chad Kassem himself. And I don't think he was trying to drum up business. He was being very earnest about it, and I wanted to get the information to you as soon as possible so you can make your own decisions. So until next time, I'm Scott for The Pressing Matters. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.